We ought to swallow humble pie.
I just want to speak to them.
Anyone seeing this?
I believe it doesn't know Sisi. Everyone that doesn't know Sisi,
Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. So I'm just here to continue to send a reverberation of the message which we started kind of like the 60s and 70s, but you're not quite dressed the same, but kind of similar, and it's just great to see that rising up again. I was kind of missing it, and you know, keeping the voice loud and clear for the issues that bring us together as human beings, because every human being should have a conscience, and if you bury that conscience, the human being has gone, and therefore you are the voice of the conscience. Please keep it awake and give your support and continue support, and inshallah, we say, God willing, the peace train will be running down that track one day. Peace, free, free Palestine!
and the millions of students around the world in encampments in support of defeating apartheid in South Africa. And today, we must pay tribute to our students across the United Kingdom, across the world, who are camping for freeing Palestine, who are demanding that their universities divest from the apartheid Israeli state. And let us never forget that Israel was apartheid South Africa's closest ally, providing the apartheid regime with weapons, with military training, and with political support. And that is why it was my country, South Africa, that again returned to the International Court of Justice this past week to say that Israel continues to commit genocide against the Palestinian people. And if the highest court in the world does not find against Israel, then the international rule of law that was created after the horrors of the Holocaust will itself no longer exist. That is what is at stake at the ICJ. Does David Lammy not know that it was Nelson Mandela, as president of the ANC Youth League, who demanded the ANC adopt an armed struggle against apartheid? Does David Lammy not know that Nelson Mandela traveled the world from university to university after he was released to thank the students for their role in bringing about an end to apartheid? As Nelson Mandela's grandson said, David Lammy is besmirching the name of his own grandfather, Nelson Mandela, in defense of genocide, like the entire leadership of the Labour Party. So, let us honor the true legacy of Nelson Mandela. Let us never forget that after 27 years in an apartheid prison, Nelson Mandela walked free to say, our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinian people. Thank you.
So today we commemorate 76 years of the Nakba, the tragedy. In South Africa, we too experienced a Nakba, but in 1652, when European colonial settlers turned up on the southern tip of Africa and took over the land from the indigenous people. It took us until 1994 to win our freedom. So it is crucial today that we not only commemorate the Palestinian Nakba, that we acknowledge that when Jews fleeing the horrors of the Holocaust went to Palestine, they were told that it was a land with no people, for a people with no land. But it was the land of the Palestinian people. And Israel was built on the ethnic cleansing of around 1 million Palestinians, was built on the graves of many Palestinians. So while, of course, as the son of a Holocaust survivor, I understand that desire for a safe haven, you can never be safe and secure if you are taking the land of another people. And that is why we still have the Nakba. That is why we still have apartheid in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. It took us many, many decades in South Africa to win our freedom, to win our liberation. But as surely as South Africans, with the support of tens of millions around the world, liberated our country so we know that the Palestinian people, with the support of tens of millions of us around the world, will liberate Palestine. Palestine will be free, just as South Africa is free. And the reason that it's so close, the Palestinian struggle, to our heart is because Nelson Mandela emerged from 27 years in an apartheid prison. Not to say, I'm free, let's party, but instead to say, our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinian people.